This is MalDamba and currently one of my favourite champions. It's because he is the king of stuns and is a great support in general. Today I'm going to go through one of my games that I played and look at the wins and the fails and where we can improve and where I can improve, and hopefully you can learn something from that. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the loadout before we jump into the game. Basically, this loadout is a work in progress, so bear that in mind. First off, I'm going to talk about the 3 cards at the end because those are the ones that are actually important to my build. So the first one, reduced the cooldown on Gourd by 1.5 seconds. That perhaps could be nudged higher, but the Gourd is really important at the moment because they buffed it a few patches ago, and it's got a very strong AoE heal and also can damage enemies. The second one is Feed the Spirits, reduce all active cooldowns by 30% when I get an elimination. I'm in everyone's face all the time, I'm throwing out my snake to stun people, I'm hitting them all the time, so I should be getting those eliminations. And then finally we have Snake Pit 3, and this is another big one. We gain 15% reload speed, and that means that we chuck out our snake when we're reloading to stun people quicker. This could also be higher, but in game I usually get Deft Hands 2 eventually during the game, and that with that extra 55% reload speed, it generally is fast enough for me. And sometimes you actually need a little bit of time to aim your snake, and it can be helpful to have that. The 2 cards that could be changed are the 2 at the front, and this is Possession 2, which basically gives you damage reduction when you're using your Mending Spirits, your right-click heal. This is almost like adding a layer on top of your Haven, and ideally you should be healing your people all the time. Even if you're not actually healing them, you're sort of like preemptively healing them with your right-click. So that is on the right card, but it could be swapped out for something like the cooldown reduction for the Mending Spirits, your right click, or the movement speed for the right click. And also the second one, Pungent Gourd 2, reveals enemies for 5 seconds after hitting them with the gourd and reveals stealth. What this is useful for is when you throw your gourd down and it's sort of on the edge of a corner and your group is trying to push around it, it means that it'll reveal the enemies around the corner so you know exactly where they are to try and turn the corner and kill them. So I do see how it is useful, but this one could definitely be changed out as well. And the 0.5 seconds is really short, but it just gives you an idea of who's around that corner and gives you a bit of warning. But let's get on with the game anyway. Let's get the match started. So we've started the game. We've currently got Deft Hands because we want the reload speed to put out the snake as fast as possible. We've actually been able to get the Ruckus on the side there and isolate them and get them basically stunned straight away. The stun against Ruckus is pretty massive, or any tanks really. You can be the thing that really annoys them, and once they're stunned it means that your allies can try and focus them. You see there, I was failing a bit at trying to hit the Drogos with my right click heal. But Drogos is actually one of the champions that is easiest to heal and one of the ones that you're effective at healing because he's in the air. He's normally hard to heal, like a Grok wouldn't do much for him, but you can just heal him pretty much anywhere. I was trying to hit the snake here, the stun, around the corner, but we were able to get him eventually as we passed around the corner. Tried to heal the Androx as much as possible. I think I probably should have saved that Gourd actually. I could have perhaps saved that Ruckus around the corner. Well, actually, he still survived with my Mending Spirits on him, I just noticed around the corner. Healing yourself as well as much as possible, and with the shorter cooldown, because we've got that Gourd cooldown on our card build, we're pretty much throwing it down whenever we can. See, like there, I was dodging the enemy MalDamba's Gourd area. It actually works quite well at trying to make people move away from an area, and here we're actually taking a lot of damage, and there's quite a few people around. I should have really healed the Ruckus up there with the right click. I don't know why I didn't get one off, but I did. Oh, well, I did then. But I should have done that a bit earlier and just kept spamming that because it would have given me the cooldown, the damage reduction as well because of my build. I did think that the Eevee might have jumped back then. That's why I threw the snake back at where the Eevee originally jumped, because with Wormhole she gets the 2 jumps. And here again you can see how powerful the stun is against the Ruckus. Just getting another stun in there and just basically controlling that Ruckus and allowing my Drogos to get as much hits as possible. I noticed a Charlene on the top left and was a bit wary of him, but decided to move up because I saw on the right hand side we killed the Ruckus. And again, just trying to trick my snakes. That's one of the things with the Gourd and the snakes, is that you can throw them over the obstacles and above cover, which is one of the good things about the projectiles. And also there's no damage drop off, so you do want to get that damage out as much as possible, even if it is at range. It's quite hard to hit, but if you fire upwards and basically give a lot of correction for it, then you can maybe get some hits off. And there, you did actually see me dodge the Bomb King ultimate there. Your escape, your little snake, what I can't remember what it's called. It's like the Viper roll or something. But basically you're invulnerable whilst that happens, and it is very useful for escaping things like Bomb King's ultimate, or Drogo's ultimate is also something nasty that you can escape. And here again we're pushing back up. I maybe could have healed the Androxus a little bit there, maybe I didn't get my Mending Spirits off when I could, but you see again, able to get the Bomb King down because we're able to control him with the stuns. However, I've just noticed that my team aren't advancing, so I want to stay with them, trying to heal at the Drogus as much as possible, and getting Gore down as well for that extra heal and a bit of damage on our enemies. But the payload was down to 6 seconds, so I had to really come over and try and contest it. But here, we got the kill, and we were trying to get a stun off. The stun would have been good to kill him quickly, and unfortunately I was just stunned there by, I think, a Bomb King Grumpy Bomb. Maybe I could have moved out of the way of that, or dodged it with my mobility, but hey ho, we did okay at that point. Came with Deft Hands 2 to get the extra 20% reload speed, and basically just ready to keep throwing out my stuns is a big thing. The only problem with getting the Deft Hands and the reload speed is that I am more weak versus their damage output, so I've not got Haven at the moment. So I am a bit more squishy than you would be normally, and there MalDamba's actually taken the first line of Haven, which actually is, I think, our whole team, apart from Drogos, is direct damage. That's right. So our damage is being reduced by 10% pretty much across the board, but unfortunately I'm not getting any reductions, and I'm not really having much trouble with the Bomb King. It's mainly the Ruckus and the Charlene and the other MalDamba that I'm taking on at the moment. But then again, the Eevee has blast damage as well, so they do have a 2 and a 3 setup. Again, I'm just trying to heal as much as possible. I put the Gourd on the point there. I thought our Ruckus might go for the point singers. Basically, they can use their Q and their shield only on the point. Bit of a bad aim there. I should have been able to get that probably. I noticed that we were in a lot of trouble just from that Charlene, so I tried to snake away into the corner. I probably should have just retreated there, not come back in again. I was trying to maybe look for a heal on the Ruckus and maybe sustain, but it didn't work out that time. And again, I'm just looking now. Basically, I switched through and my allied characters to see what's going on around the whole map. And there, the Kinessa was actually had a good view of what was going on. Now I know that I've got to get to the point as quick as possible. And I think, I remember this actually, I was just about to throw an ultimate down, but does it save the point? No, that was a mistake. I misjudged the timing there. I thought I might have been able to push them off the point in time, but it was actually at 99%, and it was a bit of a waste. And again here, I'm just giving the Ruckus so much hassle. And normally you have to, because Ruckus especially, you have to basically spin up your weapons, so you need to be able to fire constantly. So if somebody keeps hitting you with a stun, it is so annoying. So it's probably one of the most effective characters versus Ruckus. And here we're just sort of all pushing up and trying to deny them from getting onto the point. They're not really coming in any sort of organised manner, so we're not that worried about what's going on. But the Bomb King had come behind, but we're able to take that one out. Again, I'm taking quite a lot of damage, so I'm going to try and wait around the corner if I can. Although I do spot the Eevee and was hoping to get a stun on her while she was flying, but that was a pretty tricky shot. Again, just healing myself with the Gourd. I know that I'm in a bit of a tricky spot, and the Charlene was able to get me. This Breathy QQ, I actually see in a few games, and they normally play a sniper whenever I play them, so maybe they're alright at sniping. But there we go, our Ruckus ultied there. I'm not sure if that was worth it. I think he's just died. I don't think that was the ultimate, to be honest, all the time to do it, but mine was bad as well, so there we go. Here, I'm being a bit too YOLO. I shouldn't have gone in then, pretty much, and I realised that's why I ran away and tried to get to my teammate, the Drogos. And then now it's all been okay because we've been able to wrap around, threw down a Gore just for that extra damage output, but then I noticed he ultied. A bit of a waste of his ulti as well, and I was able to just come around. I was hoping to get the kill quickly there because he was preoccupied, so I knew that I could perhaps take him on. And here the Eevee tried to take me on, but the Gourd and the Blossom saved me, pretty much just healed me up. And even though the Eevee had her ultimate up, I was slowed, still able to survive that one. And there, yeah, as well, we were able to take out the MalDamba, but it was because our team was up, and it was a team effort, and with stuns and with a little bit of Gourd, everything was able to work out. Now there goes the Charlene, and this push is pretty much over unless they can come up with some miracle. And again, this enemy Ruckus has come out on his own. It's a bit of a mistake really, because especially when you're not on the point as a Ruckus, you got a bit of trouble. And that ultimate as well from MalDamba, almost as bad as my ultimate, to be honest. Not very useful. I'm actually missing the snakes there, but able to chase down the Ruckus just because of the stuns. Maybe they could have turned to me and probably take... I don't know, could they have taken me out? I'm not entirely sure, but the Ruckus was caught out a bit there. And especially if they start building into Haven, they might have been able to survive that. But I'm happy with taking that kill and taking out their tank. Here the Eevee dies just from the ice. There's actually a bit of things going on in the chat. The Endroxus says they're pretty sick of being 2v1'd all the game, but the thing with it as a flanker, you sort of create your own situations because you're so mobile, so if you are getting 2v1'd, it's probably down to yourself. I don't know, that's why I said you're a flanker. I'm not being aggressive, I'm just saying it's pretty much your fault, but here we go. We've got the Haven now, basically for the damage reduction, because three of them are direct damage. The ones that we're fighting at the moment, the Ruckus, their MalDamba, and the Charlim are pretty much the ones that we're taking damage from. We don't see the Bomb King very much this game actually, but there we are. And put down the Mending Spirits, even if they've not taken any damage, it'll give you the damage reduction because of my build, and also it's just generally, if they do get hit, then it'll still be healing them because it's a heal over time. So you may as well put it out there. And here we're actually really low. Probably should have died there. If they'd have been paying any attention, they could have taken me out. And I think I am pretty much a quite valuable target at the moment because I'm healing quite a bit. Also, they don't seem to have much in the way of cauterize. Maybe they could have actually itemized a bit better there. But I haven't even had to use my ultimate here. I'm basically doing the tank's job, holding the point. Maybe the Ruckus is overextending here. That's why I have to go over and heal him, throw out the gourd for him. And also I healed the Drogos, I think. Maybe I don't. But I would probably have done normally once the meld was up. But at least I've got it spare for the Ruckus now. I see the Bomb King's Grumpy Bomb went down and threw down my gourd because I thought, well, somebody's going to take some damage here. I don't know how I didn't kill the Bomb King there. That was bad aim. I should have flicked across to the right there. I do have slightly lower sensitivity at the moment, so still getting used to it a little bit, so maybe I just didn't flick quite enough. But we're doing quite well. We had our eliminations versus deaths is pretty damn good. And we're just going into the corner here, and you see there that he was spotted for a second when he went around the corner, so, well, 0.5 second actually, so he knew where to go when we went around the corner. It's where the card might come in useful, but hey, just trying to get out as many stuns basically. It's just spamming the stuns as this build. Ran away from the Grumpy Bomb there because I didn't want to get hit by it. If you throw down your gourd and there's an enemy gourd down, it actually still heals you for 80 because it's basically the reduction of the damage, so you may as well still stand in it because their damage isn't as high as the heal is. Although it doesn't go off at the same time, so if you're really low it might tick down damage before it heals you. And again, we're in a similar situation. Came around, was able to kill that MalDamba there. Basically, I keep throwing around my snake around corners and trying to land it as much as I possibly can. Just hoping to get the stuns off. Yeah, I think that's a good way of doing it, but unfortunately I was on my own there. I probably should have paid a bit more attention in where everyone else was. The Drogos had gone up to the left, and I'm not sure where the Ruckus actually was. Why I got morale boost here, there wasn't really any reason. I probably should have gone for Master Riding, to be honest. I already had my ultimate, and it was going to be the last round, next round, most likely. So I don't know why I bought morale boost. Well, who knows? That was just a random buy. I don't know. I should have waited for Haven 2 most likely. Deft Hands 3 is really expensive at 1,200, so I'd probably hardly ever get that item. But the Haven is okay. And here we come back around again, get the heals off. Our priority is to keep our tank up, really, rather than doing the damage. And then now we can come back around and try and do something to the enemies. I put down my gourd, but I know that their gourd is about to go down. So it should be doing more, and our Ruckus is about to go onto it, so there's a little bit of a heal. Although maybe I did use it a bit prematurely, chasing down their MalDamba. But again, this choke point is quite hard to get around, and especially when we've only got one tank and we don't have a shield to shield from that left-hand side, it's very difficult. That's why I'm trying to throw in my stuns on the left-hand side as much as possible. I healed there, threw in my right click, so I did all of the healing possible, which will be important in a second when we look at the chat. But none of us were able to survive. It was just, I don't know, the Ruckus did push quite deep in there, and everyone else, I don't know whether other people had just died then, but it didn't work. The Ruckus wasn't happy. He said healer ... So I gave him a question mark. What were you asking for? Heal me? Heal me, I was healing you. I literally put in all of the heal that I could possibly do at that point, and I don't know. Sometimes you just get teams that are arguing or complaining all the time, but you just have to deal with it and move on. Just tell them how it is and then move on. I don't know what the swear word they said was, but if it's on its own, who knows? And the Lynx guy is complaining that Androxus needs to kill him in 3 shots when he sees him in kill cams, but he's struggling. I don't know where that's coming from, but as an Androxus player, it's all about the headshots and about keeping... It's a lot of aim, and especially if you don't have the right sensitivity on your mouse, it is quite difficult to play Androxus. So we've come again, and actually something I haven't mentioned is I keep using these right-hand sides just to dip into and get cover and do as much healing as possible. I'm not 100% committed to getting in straight away. Again, getting out the stun then. That stun was able to allow my team to really push into that building, basically, and wipe the floor clean with the enemy. I did see that was a bit of a better ultimate in my opinion. There were 2 on the point. I thought, well, let's just get rid of them. And it sort of worked, and like you see here, the healing is slightly better than the damage, so we're able to stand the point without any bother really. Generally just putting out as much healing as possible. Drogoz is the one that we want to keep up. This is one of the good things about MalDamba. You just throw out your heals, and you can see the fight ahead, and yeah, it just works really well. Again, now Eevee's got her ultimate out there. It's a bit of bad aim from me, but I was able to secure that kill. I want to put down my gourd here. Still on the Charlene, but they've taken it, and this is actually looking rather dangerous, to be honest. We're in a bit of trouble, so we're going to have to come out again and take on our enemies. Watching our Drogoz there, and coming out of the spawn room, the overtime is ticking, thankfully on our favour, and finally with that Bomb King down, oh no, maybe not down, I was getting a bit premature there, because obviously I had to take out that Bomb King to finish everything off. And the overtime somehow got, oh, it's the Eevee, definitely, I think it killed her with the reload there. It does actually do up to 550 damage, depending on how many shots you've already fired off. So we got that one. Unfortunately, we didn't get the player of the game, although I think with the stuns, maybe we should have had something. Now, something actually I want to mention is that the score sheet doesn't really reflect a player that stuns and, like Bomb King, knocks people and does the crowd control. Enough, to be honest. Maybe there should be like a crowd control stat there to make you feel a little bit better, so we can go have a look at the score sheet in a second. The player of the game, obviously, gone black. 41,000 healing. It's not amazing, but it was the best in the game, and it only lasted 16 minutes, so not too bad. Their hero only got out 10,000 heal. Damage output, again, not the highest, but we are the healer, and it's over doubled their healers. Obviously putting down GGWP, because that's just a nice thing to do. Everything that happened in the match doesn't matter anymore. We've had a good game. So that was a fun game. What does everyone else think? Has anyone else learned something about MalDamba? What would you do differently with the car build, or will you be picking up my car build? Do you think it's something that you could use? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. If you thought it was rubbish, give it a dislike. Subscribe for more of my content, and thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, everybody, Joshino.